Well, guys, today I'll talk a little bit about the t-tests or the different types of the t-tests that we use for in the statistical analysis. So basically, it is the t-test is used for the sample size. So let's remember, which is less than 30. And so it is of three different types. The first one is like the sample t-test, and one is the independent t-test, and the other one is the pair t-test. So what happens in the sample mean or the simple t-test? So simple t-test is just to check whether the sample mean and the population mean values are same or not, or whether they are equal or not. Say for example, out of these 55 students, you may take some 10 samples of the age of the girls, and you try to check whether the mean of these 10 girls are same with the mean value of the 55 girls or not. So it's just a simple test which is used to check whether the sample mean and the population mean are the same or not. So this is the first uses of the simple t-test. And in second t-test, what we do is here we consider the mean values of two different groups. So for example, this x1 and x2, that means it represents the mean value of x1 group or the mean value of x2 group. So suppose, say for example, like 20 boys and 20 girls score in the math. Now we want to check or we check the mean value of the marks scored in math by boys and the mean value of the marks scored by girls in math, that is 20 boys and 20 girls. And so like we ultimately we just simply compare. In independent t-test we simply compare whether the mean values of the two samples, two independent samples. See, that's why it's called the independent t-test. That's x1 and x2. Formulation, these are the formulations actually, how we actually formulate and try to find out. In all these cases, this is nothing but the standard deviation, of course. And lastly, we also have one uses of t-test, that is the pair t-test. So what we do in pair t-test? Pair t-test is also called as the before and after test, or simply just a test of impact. That's what we say for example, the marks obtained by the students before taking coaching and after coaching, or you want to check the impact of a particular maybe coaching, or maybe a teaching, or maybe yeah, anything sort of like before and after. So we here in this case we just take the difference. So we have this thing called the d here, and we try to measure whether it has any impact. Okay, it may be medicines, what happens after you're taking a particular medicine, or maybe just like I said, the coaching. Now what happens if you take coaching, whether there is increase or decrease in the marks in math or stat or anything like that. So these are the like three different uses through which where we use the different kind of t-test. So one is the sample mean, this is nothing but sample and population, right? And the second one is the independent t-test. So here we have two different groups, x1 and x2. And in the third test, that is the pair t-test, there we use what we there we measure what we call the before and after, or we can say it's the test of impact. So what happens if there is due to any any activity, maybe like coaching, just like I said, or medicine, after we take it, whether there is any change in the mean values or not. So always remember this, the different t-tests that we do is always used to check the mean values, right? Alright guys, I'll stop here for today again now. Thank you.